Okay, now let us get into this evidence, right? And we have an NHS nurse in the UK that has been struck off. Why? This nurse says that the COVID jab caused cancer. Yeah. She told a patient that the COVID vaccine plus the booster that the patient had is what caused her cancer. No, I'm telling you, when you read the article, they call her patient A. Patient A was having none of it. And under cross-examination, when Nurse Senna, legal team asked her and says to her, if it was shown that the COVID-19 vaccine could raise the risk of cancer or quicken the progress of cancer, would that change your view of the exchange? And the woman says no, because she was at a very vulnerable state. And listen to this part. I did not need somebody to come in and basically tell me that I could have prevented my own disease. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. So this nurse put her career, her livelihood on the line, and she was bold in saying that the COVID vaccine causes cancer. Now, all I'm saying is run the numbers. If you're going to take away her job, you're going to take away her license, run the number. Do the relevant investigation. Let us put this thing to rest. We don't have to have any more speculation, any more conspiracy theories. Let us put this thing to rest. Let us do the relevant investigation into all those who took the COVID vaccine in the UK and what is their status today. Let us do that, because right now this nurse lost her job because of what she said to patient A, and patient A takes it offensively. Patient A didn't think that she was trying to help her. And that is the thing that a lot of you out here need to understand, that after a period of time, you cannot put your necks out to try to warn people anymore. You can't. You've got to let it go, because there are lots of people like patient A who love the system, will fight for the system. And I think I told you guys a story already where I was trying to explain to a white friend that I had a vision and I saw a massacre in Birmingham City Centre, UK. And she listened. And after she listened, she says, well, if a massacre happened, I'm going to call the police. That wasn't what I was expecting from a friend. I was expecting that she would have said, oh dear, I hope my kids don't get involved or anything like that. She said she was going to call the police. That is how white people, especially white English people, attitude towards what's going on. You cannot tell them nothing. You've got to leave them. And that is why a lot of us decide to stop putting our necks and our lives on the line for trying to open people's eyes. If your eyes are not open, tough. You got to go through this thing the hard way. Right? But in closing, why is it that NHS UK don't run the numbers? Get the numbers so no one can be screaming conspiracy theories and getting their feelings. But what they don't want is to tell people that you all have been fooled. They don't want to be wrong. Right? They don't want to be wrong. They don't want the conspiracy theorists to say, okay, we were right and you were wrong. They don't want that. So they will never run the numbers, because there will be another pandemic. What else can I say? Go check the story out for yourself. It's just unbelievable. Right? And TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, as usual, they'll get in their feelings. You know, say you're spreading fake news or community, whatever. The story is on BBC. I did not make the story up. Right? That is what the nurse said. And she lost her job. Understand the time and season that we're living in. And people like patient A, they are the one that the system needs to report truthers, to report people who are not going along with the system. So you need to check the story out for yourself. Be mindful of people like Patient A. Be very mindful. You cannot feel sorry for these people. You cannot feel sorry for these people. You've got to let them go and let them carry on. However the chips fall. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.